Hey everybody, and I'm so glad you guys are in the group, and I told you I was going to answer some questions each week, and this is what I'm here to do. So we had a couple of questions that were submitted. Now, some of the things that I'm going to use to answer these questions, the person I'm answering probably already knows some of it, but I want to kind of address it in the fact that if this person, like Sarah here, the first question I'm going to answer, I'm sure that she's not the only one that's dealing with problems similar. So I'm going to take it from the beginning, and I'm going to try to answer it as completely as possible. And Sarah's question is, my number one challenge this week, and I'm sure more than just that week, has been time management. 5 kids, doctor's appointments, and a maintenance issue with a house took up a lot of time and distracted me from my business focus. How do I smoothly shift gears while parenting what feels like 24/7? And that's pretty legitimate, because most of the people that start into this sort of business or industry, whether it's internet marketing, affiliate marketing, a network marketing business, or a direct sales business, generally they're doing it part-time because they have a full-time job, they have families, kids, and other responsibilities. So a schedule is something that is so important to keep. Now I'm going to kind of give you some insight. Now in the Files tab, you already know that I have a time block schedule in there. Some of you have done it, some of you probably have not, but it is so ultimately important to take care of your time block schedule and give yourself the structure you need, because without it, if you kind of go in it in a generalized manner, or you do it off the cuff, generally things get left behind. Unimportant matters take the place of important matters, and all of this will derail your progress. So I want to start by saying consistency is more important than the average time spent. What do I mean by that is, well, if all you have time for is 1 hour per week for your business, the fact that you get that hour done every single week is more important than doing a lot this week and nothing next week. Because inconsistency is what drives people away. Generally, someone wants to join a business or partner up with someone that they feel is in it for the long haul and that they feel will always be there. So inconsistency is the best way to make it appear that you're undependable. So the very first thing that I would recommend you doing, obviously, is your time block schedule. Okay. Now, in that time block schedule, there's a couple of other things that you can do to make it even more effective than just a time block schedule by itself. You have a lot of things going on, the kids, things like that. And so before you actually schedule activities in the time block schedule, you know, the very first thing you put in there is things that you have to do. These are things that you know without a shadow of a doubt that there's no way to get out of it. So things like taking the kids to school. That's got to happen every day. If you have a full-time job, going to that job has to happen. Those are things that you schedule first. Before you schedule the next things, which should be business-related activities, what you should do is start over here and start making a list of all those things that you want to get done. Okay? And I liken this to someone who's on a budget and trying to pay household bills. Once you make this list, you're going to go down through there, and then you're going to prioritize these things in order of importance. Now, the way I would do it if I was talking about business-related activities, I would relate them according to the direct path to money, or the direct path to getting paid. So my number one activity would be the number one thing I need to get done to actually bring in clients, get paid, whatever it is your business offers. That is the number one thing. Then, once you got this list made, then you really should worry about the top 3 things, and the rest of this is if I have time or if I get to it. And the reason why that's important is with a limited time and a limited schedule, we want small wins. We want something that we know we can accomplish and get done within that week's period. The other thing that we want to do once we make out this is we want to have personal time, particularly if you are part of a family group, if your spouse isn't involved in your business, and they may seem to kind of feel neglected at times. So in order for that not to happen, we also want to schedule personal times where it is simply no work. And what I found helpful is if you take these and you show your partner, your significant other, your wife, husband, those times, and you can tell them, look, this is when we're going to spend time together as a family. This is when we're going to work. It does a couple of things. It kind of shows them that you mean business as far as your business. It also shows them that you're serious about taking time with your family and not neglecting them. And a lot of times that'll get them to buy in. Even if they're not supportive, they won't be resistant, which is very, very important in the transition. The other thing it does is it saves your sanity, because burnout is real. And so even if you're very, very limited to your time and you think you should spend all your extra time in your business, that is not necessarily the case. You do need to spend time with the family. I know even Mark Hoverson, when he talked about getting started, when he came home before he went to work, he did walk around the block with his family. Now, he limited it one time, and then I've got to go to work, but he did do that. So there's definitely some merit to taking that time, regardless of how limited it is. So Sarah, in answer to your question, not only is the time block your best friend and being able to stick to it, but also adjusting it as needed, but to make sure you are prioritizing those activities that are going to go in this time block schedule so that you are still accomplishing things, although you're not spending an inordinate amount of time just working, because burnout is pretty real. Start doing things for yourself. I know my wife gets up an hour earlier than she should, especially when the kids are getting up and getting ready for school, because once her day starts, it's like wide open all day. So she gets up an hour early, and what she does is she takes that hour, she drinks her coffee with the house quiet, with the lights down, so that she can just have that time right to herself with quietness, kind of the calm before the storm. So I hope that helps somebody. Time block schedule is number one. How you organize that time block schedule is number two. And number three, I think, is making sure that we take care of ourselves personally and our family in that time block schedule, and not making 100% of it about work. Consistency being more important than the number of hours you actually get to spend every week. So when you're trying to go from part-time to full-time, that's a pretty good pattern to follow. If you know there are things coming up that you can get more done, like a holiday where you have an extra day in the weekend, make it a work day and spend extra hours catching up. Prepare content that you can put out along. Don't think you need to put it all out that day. I know a gentleman that does a podcast. He does it 7 days a week, but he does all 7 on Monday. And he even tries to do a few extra so that he can build towards having 1 or 2 weeks in advance. But he puts the content out daily. So I hope that gives you some good ideas. So having said that, we're going to move on to the next question. If there are questions regarding what I just went over, please post them below here and let me know what you think, and I will try to get to them. Thank you, Sarah, for your question. All right, here's a good one. Rachel Ashton Park, she says, my number one challenge has been finding new people to connect with. I've asked a bunch of people to share my Facebook status on their Facebook walls, but I haven't had anyone new interested in anything. I will keep trying, but could use some help expanding my reach and potential customers. Now, here's kind of the little formula on Facebook, and this is going to be kind of short and sweet, but I want you to kind of understand it. When you put information out on Facebook, you need to use a ratio. Oops. Let me get my highlighter on. You need a basic ratio of 80% of what you put out there is pure content. Okay? And I'll explain this in a second. And only 20% has to do with your business. Okay? Free challenges, whatever the case may be. And here's what's going to happen. The content, the free content, is what people are going to be coming and looking at. This is what will be shared, and this is what will be liked. This won't. Okay? So the way you expand your reach is you put very interesting content. And it doesn't have to be original content. Go on the internet and create an RSS feed that has to do specifically with the things that your customers and your people would be interested in. Healthy cooking, healthy shopping, healthy activities, exercises. Do something that's relatable content, but it's not asking for anything. All it is content. And what will happen is participation in your page will go up, and your friends will share these articles and things, and it will always lead back to your page, and you'll get likes from it. And always end the content, if you like this, like my page and receive more. So it's real subtle. It's down at the end of the comments, and people will actually come to your page. Now that's an organic way, so that's a little bit slower. And of course, the other thing you can do is you can do paid ads for likes on Facebook, and you can actually target the audience, and that's a real good way to drive your likes, because you can target it to people who are interested in the things that you have to offer. But always follow the 80% content and the 20% business post. You know there's a scheduler inside Facebook, so if you work full-time, you can schedule your post during the day and have that working for you, and then you can actually schedule for up to a week, I think. So that is a really good thing for you to do. Also, try to think of little contests that you can run inside the people you're already interacting with. I know you guys do free weight loss challenges. Inside that challenge, try to think up of little contests that you can run for the people that are in the challenge to invite new people. And always run contests specifically to what you need. In other words, if you need people in your free challenges that aren't connected to you already, the rules of the contest, so somehow segregate it. You can't invite somebody that I already know. It needs to be a new person. That's kind of the rules of a contest. Contests should always be able to fund themselves. They should always be for a specific need that you have. If you always base your contest on that, they'll always pay for themselves. They'll always be productive. So anyways, I know that's not a very long answer, but that is the short and sweet part of it. Now, here's the deal. I love action takers, and I love people that try to do and interact in the group, and you guys have both done that. So I've got you both a present. Sarah, I'm going to send you this book. This is Brian Tracy's Time Management. It's a very short little book because you're so busy, but it's really, really good. All I need you to do is private message me your private mailing address so that I can get this to you from Amazon. Congratulations, I hope you enjoyed that. And Rachel, I actually have a Facebook training that I paid for from a gentleman by the name of Robbie Gonzalez. He is a super fantastic internet marketer, and I reached out to him today to see if I could get a free copy of that Facebook training, and congratulations, Rachel, he's agreed to give you that. I want questions in this group. I want interaction. I removed somebody who's actually a pretty good friend of mine this week, and it was because I looked back through, she wasn't seeing the post, and there certainly wasn't any likes or comments or questions or anything coming from that. My intent in this group is to help you guys grow a business. It's not my business. It's your business. I'm simply providing the information you need to do that. So please interact with the group, guys. Please let us know what you know of this video. The two people that asked questions last week, congratulations. You're action takers. You guys are going to go far. Put some questions in here this week. Everybody get in the time block schedule out of the files program, and I may run a contest next week while I'm on vacation to see who puts together a time block schedule and post it in the group. All right, guys, have a great day.